As far as us, we did everything we needed to do to lose that game. We made every critical error you needed to at the right time to lose it. Perfect storm. When you don't play well in all three phases, that falls on the head coach. That's me.
I ain't never lost. Never in my life.
What up, though, YouTube world? It's your man's BDB, man. You tuned into the NevaLoss pod, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today, we got to talk about my Detroit Lions, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Did we fucking wet the bed, man? This is crazy. At home. This shit was disgusting. I can't believe how poorly we played versus those Minnesota Vikings, man. Everybody was calling it a trap game, and I can't believe we fell for the goddamn trap, man. This shit is crazy. After a bye week, to be so unprepared is crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy to me. Like, they didn't wake up in no facet of the game, man. Special teams was trash. Fucking defense, god awful. Offense, Jared Goff was fucking terrible, bro. He was terrible, man. The O-line, god awful. They weren't getting no movement for the run game. Actually, a little bit. My got a couple good runs, but they was getting very little movement for the run game. Absolutely not protecting anybody in the fucking pass game, man. I feel like we are in dangerous territory in water, man, because I think teams are realizing the way to beat the Detroit Lions is pressure right up the middle on Goff, because he can't mobile. He's not very mobile. And he ain't getting outside that pocket a whole lot. So if you give him pressure right up the middle, a lot of times he's going to panic and throw a bad pass, or he's going to just fold and get sacked, man. He sacked himself a few times in that damn game. The game was terrible. That shit was miserable to watch, man. I can't believe how piss poor. Really, that the D-line and O-line. The D-line wasn't getting no fucking pressure. J.J. McCarthy was out there looking like fucking Aaron Rodgers when he used to play for the goddamn Packers. Like, he was dropping dimes and dimes. So many critical spots in the game where the defense needed to make a play, man, where I need Hutch to fucking take over and make a big play, man. I put it on Hutch because Hutch is like our impact player, man. In a big moment where we need to play, man, he's the best player on defense. He's got to be the one to make a play, man. He's got to be the one to figure out a way to bust through and make a big sack on the quarterback or stuff that running back in the backfield, because he was getting like 4, probably five yards a carry. He was killing us, man. We're going to tune in to Dan Campbell and some of this presser. We just going to listen to a little bit, man. And then from there, I'll give you my final thoughts on the game. This shit is crazy.
That game, we made every critical error you needed to at the right time to lose it. Perfect storm. When you don't play well in all three phases, that falls on the head coach. That's me. So I did not have him ready coming out of a bye. We weren't. We made too many critical errors, man. Some of our discipline, the penalties, caught up to us. We just, man, there were some things we were out of sync. We'd never looked comfortable.
Yeah, the penalties was getting ridiculous. We had penalty after penalty, man. A lot of big plays that got called back. That was sickening, man. We definitely can't have all those penalties, especially with the offensive line and defensive line playing as bad as they were playing.
And we just didn't make enough plays. We had multiple opportunities to set ourselves up to have a chance to win that game, and we made none of them, really. Yeah. So that's, I got to clean some stuff up. So, and I will. We did have some guys that played pretty well, but it was just too much. The penalties, the turnovers at an opportune time really bit us there. Defense gets put in some tough spots. But there again, we expect our defense to get stops, when it's sudden change. So we just did not handle the day well. So we got to clean it up and move on. Go ahead.
Sorry about that, Dan. You knew the pressure was going to be an issue. They led the league.
Self-induced.
Yeah, self-induced.
Oh, yeah.
5 sacks, 10, quarterback hits, 10 tackles.
Yeah.
Just how disappointing was that aspect of it, that they won the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, very, very.
For your answer, this is kind of what I anticipated we'll be able to do to J.J. McCarthy. He's coming back from an injury. This was only like he's only started a few games in the NFL. I thought we was gonna have him in an extreme panic. I thought the pocket was gonna be collapsing all over him, and he was gonna be the one making mistakes, throwing pick after pick. But JJ handled it well, man. And to be honest, we couldn't even really. They line handled it well. We wasn't really generating much pressure. Meanwhile, the pocket was collapsing on Goff at all times.
Very disappointing. I mean, we knew what we were going to get going into this. We knew there'd be some wrinkles, but I mean, there was nothing that we haven't seen before. We did not. We didn't handle it. We did not handle it well. And I know we got beat on a couple of them, just physically beat on a couple that we expect not to. We expect more out of our guys, but some of it, I mean, we act like it was something exotic. It wasn't. We just didn't handle it well. We weren't on the same page. We were not on the same page.
It felt very much like week 1 when we played the Packers, man, and they just imposed their will with their defensive line, man. And it felt eerily similar to that week 1 game. That shit was just fucking. It was just a nightmare. Just Goff. Once he got hit a few times, he was in panic mode. I can't lie. I hate how much he. Listen, St. Brown is our best receiver, and that's all well and dan. He's a really, really good receiver, but the issue is Goff is not seeing everybody. Like, it was plenty of plays where J-Mo was open and could have made a big play. It was some plays where Brock Wright got open, could have made a nice play. Raymond was open, but he was staring down fucking St. Brown or Laporte. Them two was pretty much a safety nets, and every third down it was like it's either St. Brown or Laporte or nothing. And this is like, man, J-Mo can make plays, man. As you see, when St. Brown had to go out for a play because he had got hurt, and they made him sit out a play, then J-Mo got a fucking touchdown, on the deep pass. And it's just like, man, you gotta see J-Mo, man. You gotta let Raymond do his thing. He's a good kickoff return to get him that ball in space. Let's see if he can make something happen, man. I really want them to play Lovett because Lovett is super shifty and he's a good receiver. And Tesla also too, because Tesla is a big fucking target who, if you just put the ball up, he can snatch it. He can win the one-on-one battles, and because he's so young, they're going to give him the one-on-one battles. So we may have to switch it up with who plays at what moments, man, because I believe Tesla, J-Mo, even Raymond, they deserve more opportunities to go at the ball. Goff got to absolutely stop staring down St. Brown's so goddamn much.
Again, we talked about that during the week. Just what level of any is your concern for the offense right now? Just not generating the same type of big plays that we used to just.
Yeah, I mean, I know this. It's something where, okay, man, you go into the bye and you look at a few things and then you make a couple of tweaks and you come out and you're like, And we didn't finish the way that I thought we would, and I'm sure everybody. So. I don't know if concern's the right word, but we got to clean it up.
I'm concerned.
We got to find the right balance there to help us convert. We probably got to do a couple of things a little different, and we were doing a few things different, but we may need to change up in some areas. But offense, it takes all 11. It does, and one guy can kill you, and that's kind of what's going on right now. It's really killing us, and then it puts us in a bad way, and it kind of affects everybody around them, and then we can't get out of it. And that's the other thing is when something bad happens, normally we can get out of some of those. Man, we make a play at the right time that gets us going. Man, we get the next first down. And we're just not. First of all, the fact that we had 17 third down, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's
insane.
It's a high amount of third down. We need to be our first and second down efficiency's got to be better. I'd start there, and then yes, the third down is still an issue, but we didn't run the ball well. 3.3 average, that ain't good enough. You can't run it. It's hard to be explosive offense. Because now you're sitting duck. You'll sit back there and gun, and everybody knows you're passing, and they just pin their ears back, and they go after you and run all the games, and then get up there in mugs and all that good stuff. So, yeah, we got to clean some things up. But I'm not in panic mode.
What do you think, Adam?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit in panic mode, only because of how poorly we seem to do with that blitz up the middle. Speaking to the third down conversion is god awful. Like we were already in the bottom 10 on third downs conversions going into this game. I'm surely we fell even further because we wasn't converting no third downs. It was terrible. But even the creativity that we had last year with our old coordinator, I don't know what. The play call. We just got to find some more creative plays, creative ways. Man, we had a string of a few games, where we was putting some plays together. But I seen the play in that Buffalo Chiefs game where I watched it. That was a really good game. And looking at both of them teams, I'm not sure if we can beat neither team. But it was 4th and 17. Pat Mahomes, man, had the ball. 4th and 17. And this is probably 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They down 2 touchdowns. Normal circumstances, you probably just punt the ball and be like, hey, our defense got to get 2 stops. But, you got Pat Mahomes, and they like, fuck it. Pat Mahomes can pick up 17 yards on the 4th down. I thought it was insane. They ran a play where they let the defensive end come through completely unblocked. He had a clear shot at Pat Mahomes, but because nobody touched him or blocked him, it made him believe that they were running the screenplay. So instead of rushing and big hitting Mahomes' ass, making him fumble, he stopped and backed up because he thought they was running the screen behind his head, which gave Pat Mahomes all the time he needed to complete a 4th and 17. Completely blew my mind, but this is the creativity that we got to find again, man. We had that before with Ben Johnson, but obviously he in Chicago. I think Johnny Morton been doing a pretty good job, but we got to get a little bit more creative, man. Let's hear a little bit more of this presser, then we're going to wrap it up.
And just generally with special teams, it seems like they were making way more plays. And how big of a boost is it for them to keep kind of ripping off those big plays, big Giants blocking, things like that?
Well, it gives them a little momentum, right? When you're able to hit those. We got hemmed up on a couple. They doubled us on the perimeter a couple of times, and then we had some of the other guys we need, if that happens, to show up, didn't show up. They got cut out of their gap, and look, it's a volatile play. We've said that all before. We've handled it pretty well, and it caught us today. It did. So, it's still you don't want any of these to happen, but it's like a slap in the face that happens, and you don't want them to happen, but hey, here it is. And so now you're forced to stand there and stare at it, and how are we going to fix this? No different than the field goal getting blocked. You stand there and preach it, you talk it, and it freaking happens to us, and you get hit square in the face. So it's about cleaning it up. It's about correcting the errors, and we move on.
And you've seen this Minnesota defense quite a bit, and what Flores does. And you said they didn't do much different than they normally. No tricks, no difference.
No, they changed a few things up. He changed his MO. But what I'm saying is, this is the third year we've played them. We've seen all of this at some point. That's my point. And we
because the players were ready for it, obviously.
Yeah, listen, we did not handle some of the communication well, not well enough, where we all need to be on the same page, and that's the bottom line. We're better than that. We just are.
What was the breakdown with the field goal?
All right, we're gonna leave it there. So basically, what I'll say. As far as the communication, there was a lot of times where, Goff would make a read when Minnesota would be showing pressure, and then Goff would change the play because he like, all right, this is a blitz. He'd probably say kill, or something like that, where he's either switching from a run to a pass or from a pass to a run because he's, feels like they ain't blitz. And then Minnesota would be saying their, keywords to switch whatever they're doing, and whatever was happening. Minnesota had the upper hand at all points in the games. Every time Goff made the change, Minnesota made the change, and they had the perfect play call to stop whatever the hell Goff was doing. So I was hoping, because that happened a lot in the first half. In the second half, I'm like, all right, we'll just switch it up, say kill, but let people know kill don't really mean kill. Like, hey, we're gonna say kill, make them think we switching it, but we're gonna actually keep the same play. I don't know, but it didn't seem like even in the second half they did that either, and it was killing me because I'm like, hey, they showing you pressure. You're like, oh, they blitzing. You switch the play, like, all right, we gotta do a pass beater. And then as soon as you say hike, everybody drop back into pressure. You're like, oh shit, it's actually just a 4-man rush. But like, you had your blitz beater in play, but then everybody dropped back, and now you like, oh shoot, I thought I had this. Now you panicking. They 4 defensive linemen, they closing in. They was beating our linemen all day, so it just was a full-time panic. And I'm like, man, Goff got to do a better job of just tricking them, And I know it's hard to. You got to have lingo for the lingo. Like, I know they do. Like, hey, especially at halftime when you're making them adjustments, you got to be like, all right, from now on, when I say kill, we ain't actually switching the play. We're going to just leave it the same, man. But I'm going to say it because Minnesota is reacting to it and they switching their play, and you got to kill them like that. But none of that shit seemed to happen during the game, man. It really was frustrating. Overall, I'm worried, man. I was just talking Super Bowl when we whooped on Tampa Bay, man. I thought that was a huge win, but Tampa Bay isn't Buffalo, isn't the Eagles, isn't Green Bay, isn't goddamn Kansas City. We got whooped on by Kansas City. We play the Eagles. We're gonna see what happens with that. We got Green Bay on Thanksgiving. We don't play Buffalo, but judging on all of those teams, to be honest with you, it's aside from the Eagles, the other teams look better than me. They look better. And I just thought our willpower, the way we come together, the way the team fight for each other, the way the coaching staff ride for each other, I felt like we were coached good enough and our camaraderie was strong enough to where we would beat these teams. But talent-wise, I just think they got a little bit more talent on these teams, man. So if we don't do something, we ain't gonna win no Super Bowl, man. But I got faith in Dan Campbell. Hopefully, we make a trade and acquire O-line. We need some more offensive linemen, but also I think we should get a big-time defensive lineman. I've been hearing them float Myles Garrett name and some trade rumors. I don't know how we can make that work, how we can afford it. But man, if we could put Myles Garrett on the other side of Hutch, that would be bananas. I don't care if we got any defensive backs there is, man. The pressure we're gonna be able to generate, I'm sure we could make some things shake. And with our defensive backs, with Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, that's probably a long shot, probably not happening. But again, to beef up the offensive line, to get some more bodies on the defensive line, man, I would be happy with during this trade deadline if we can make some moves. But other than that, man. Disappointing week for, my Colorado Buffs got whooped, my Lions got whooped, man, but it is what it is, man. This is BDB, man, Never Lost Pod. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.